nothing here can slow me down. It's feeling like my lucky day. Gonna make it and then skate away. I'll be on the radio. They'll know me everywhere I go. It won't be long, they're gonna see. I'll be on MTV. I'll rock my future, a winner, not a loser. Nothing anyone can say can make it any other way. I've got my future, a player, not a cruiser. I'll be just what I wanna be, rocking all the way to history. It's feeling like a new day, not another instant replay. Gonna finally do it my way. Yeah, a perfect future for a shaker and a mover. Every note is in its place with lots of treble, lots of bass. I'll rock my future. Could it be any cooler? All I gotta do is play. My troubles disappear and go away.
Elect me, Goldie Wilson, for mayor. My new progress platform means more jobs, lower taxes, and bigger civic improvements. Vote for me if you want to advance. I'll serve you faithfully if you'll give me a chance. I believe the future will be brighter than before. Hey, when I got started, I was sweeping up the floor. 'Cause it's only a matter of time till the bells of prosperity chime. We'll be part of a new day, a long overdue day. I'll lead us as we make the climb.
I'm breaking through the fourth wall. I'm flying and I can't fall. Outlook goes so good, yeah. Come on now, future, let's hit the turbo booster. Buckled up with etiquette, how you could take it anywhere. Write my future for Simon and for Schuster. The tale of how I came to be a rock and roll biography. Only a matter. Yeah, I know I'm getting out of here. The greatest future of all. It's only a matter of time.
Hello, everybody! We're here for another episode of Note for Note, and today we're gonna talk about Back to the Future, the musical.
Back to the Future, the musical.
Last week we went to New York City and we had a chance to see this musical. It's
It
just
was all me. It was all me. It was all because of me. I was scrolling through Instagram, and then, like, it was just before we knew that we were going to New York, and I was like, wait, there's a new musical. It's Back to the Future. It's going to be on Broadway, and it's also going to be there while we're in New York. So why not we go see it? And
Yeah,
it was
no,
so
that was,
fun.
thank you, Gabby. That was the best idea. I mean, we had a packed day in New York. I mean, first time in the city, so we did all the little kind of tourist type of things, and you know, it's really different from LA. But at the end, that was kind of like, you know, the nice kind of end of the day was just going to see a Broadway musical. I mean, you going to New York and not going to see a Broadway musical. So of course, this is to talk about the music. We're gonna
course.
talk a little bit about the show itself, which is kind of mind blowing, I must say. But we're gonna focus on the music of the show, which is also awesome. But before we go there, let's I just want to do a few housekeeping
Notice
items
something new
for
with the
you guys.
format.
Oh yeah, we have new cameras and stuff. We gotta, raising the bar here, man. It's like just getting, but don't forget. So you have here, Bergman Music on Instagram. Don't forget to follow. Note for Note, which is the profile I have here, and Gabi Music, and then up here, this is the QR code for the show. So you get straight up into the podcast link where all the other episodes are there. So we have a first episode about Le Fay, the second episode about Messier Periné, which was incredible band, just got nominated by the Latin to the Latin
Yes.
Grams recently. Don't forget to check those out. Don't forget to like this video. But let's dive into Back to the Future. So Gabby, I just want what's your reaction, because I want to hear your reaction to it.
I am a big musical nerd. I like watching a lot of musicals. I like listening to a lot of musicals. So seeing one in actually like the theater,
And you went to Beetlejuice recently here
I
in LA.
did go to Beetlejuice
right?
here,
So
like in LA, and Beetlejuice was really fun. It was the first time I've been to a theater to see a musical in so long, because I remember we went to go see one at like
Oh, it's-
Universal.
no, it was Disney. It was like on Disneyland. They had
What?
the Aladdin
Oh.
musical. So it was Disneyland. This was like a very, very, very long time ago. I don't think that even
I
counts.
just remember
Yeah, we
being
waited
in
in
the line,
line. Yeah, we waited in a line, and it was like crazy.
out in
but-
the blistering sun.
I know. Yeah, I remember that one. But you did Beetlejuice. We all did together. Back to the Future,
Mm-hmm.
and I must say I was a little worried when we went getting to the theater, because Back to the Future is such a classic.
Yeah, I was also
movie.
worried.
And you got the DeLorean, and you got driving at 88 miles per hour, and I was like, how are they going to do that?
That's the thing. It's musical magic. You can do anything with musicals, and that's why they're so appealing.
Yeah.
Like the visuals, you can make any visual you want using set. We're gonna get into spoilers, by the way.
Just
We're
a little.
trying
I mean,
not
it's Back to the Future,
but
so I expect everybody has seen the movie.
you all
We'll-
know the plot.
We'll do our best to not kind of reveal too much of like how the musical goes. But, as we talk to the song, some of those things will be little spoilers. So if you want to keep like total surprise, you probably should have watched this episode. Once you go to Broad and go to watch Back to the Future. But a few like key things about why this is so good. Like,
Visuals.
technically the spectacle is amazing. They just do a really good job with the visuals. Everything works. The DeLorean works. The visuals, everything works. But what's interesting about this is like Alan Silvestri, who is the guy who does the original music for the original Back to the Future in 1985. He actually is one of the guys responsible for the music on the musical. So he does not only bring the original music, but he brings new songs and helps to put music on and lyrics on. So it is really, really, really a production that you can see that the people who love Back to the
Yeah.
Future have been involved with the Back to the Future musical, has been involved with this. Another fun fact, they were supposed to launch this in 2015, but
Yes.
it got delayed and only got launched in 2020 in UK. So the first run of this show was in UK. And Gabby, we didn't know that before, but
No.
the people who recorded the songs that are here that we're gonna show to you guys are not the people who actually
New
presented
York
to us. In the
production.
New York production, except for two actors, the guy who does George McFly and the guy who does Doc Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the same actors as the show, the same people in London, but the rest of the cast is different. But I actually had to do some research to figure out, because it sounds so good in the theater, it sounds so good in the recording, and I couldn't tell much of a difference between the voices. They are all equally good. The timbres, they sound all, all very good. So let's go into music, right, Gabby?
Too much talking. No.
Exactly. We're talking too much and we're not like going into music. So let's go into one. I think, this Hello, Is Anybody Home?
Hello.
Is one of the songs. So this is like, again, spoilers, but you all know the plot. This is when Marty is frustrated that, George McFly is kind of a loser, if you may. And, it's just going to let you guys start hearing, and we're going to talk about a few aspects that we note about the music, and also throughout the musical, the music changes. So we're going to cover some of that as well. But let's go with Hello, Is Anybody Home?
I know what you're gonna say, son, and you're right. You're right, but Beth just happens to be my supervisor.
The
and,
voice is so
I'm
funny.
not very
Oh yeah,
good
George
at
McFly voice
confrontation.
is amazing, right?
My father doesn't have a spine.
Doesn't have a spine.
He grovels, scrapes, and toes the line. Hello, is anybody home?
So that's a classic line from the movie, right? Is anybody home? Right? Very
Hello?
classic. Yeah.
Hello?
McFly.
Is anybody home?
In a
Yeah.
two-man race. Hello, is anybody home?
Listen, Marty, you shouldn't waste your time auditioning for these silly events. They'll only bring you rejection and headaches. Just look at me.
And it's very 80s
I
too,
don't
right?
have
You-
ambitions,
the-
Yeah,
dreams
that's
of
what I
my
really
own.
love about the
Happy
soundtrack
with the way
is that
things
they,
are, just leave me
aside from
alone.
21st
I don't
century,
need the
which we're
headaches
gonna get
too
to,
much money
it's all
brings.
very
Fancy
80s.
cars, tailored shirts,
Actually,
shiny diamond
what it does,
rings.
it matches the time, right? So you have this entire section, very 80s, the guitars, the synths and everything. And then you get to the 50s when he goes back in time and you get a reflection of that time period. So we gotta get there.
Yeah.
Look at the order.
Is anybody home?
He's right, Marty. The last thing you need is headaches.
Right, big brother. Like
And of
standing behind
course,
a
this
burger
is
counter makes you an
a
expert on life.
musical, so you're gonna have like
I'm the man who
lines
gets
in the middle of the song.
I got
Of course they will.
Have you heard 10 billion served? Gets me so inspired. Salty satisfaction, saturated fat. All I ever have to say, you want fries with that?
So that's Marty's brother. So the whole family is on the table and they're kind of like singing this song together.
Yeah.
You want
Want
fries
fries
with
with
that?
If you guys recall the movie, he works at the fast food chain. That's the
You
sister.
want fries with that?
And my Walkman, if you please.
You
Walkman.
want fries with that? The answer is a question. Music to the ears, they'll all come back. It's just a fact. You want fries with that?
Hey, Marty,
Yeah, sis.
I am not your answering service. Jennifer Parker called you.
You got this
What,
really little
Marty?
elevator
I
vibe.
don't like her. Any girl who calls up a boy is just asking for trouble. Oh, Mom, there's nothing wrong with calling a boy.
I think it's terrible, girls chasing boys. When I was your age, I never chased a boy.
That is a lie.
Sat in a parked car with a boy.
Then how am I supposed to meet anybody?
Well, when the time is right, it'll just happen.
She tells me it'll happen. That the sun will rise.
And the vibe
and
changes,
the
right?
stars
It's
will
like
shine.
really nice.
Yeah.
All I ever seem to do is sit around and wait. I just want a date. She says she never called a boy or chased a boy, even kissed a boy. Ugh, what does she expect from me? 'Cause she
You know, this
can't
reminds me a lot of
relate.
some of the
I
background
just
music of the
wanna-
80s itself,
I
you know?
just
It's like it had that.
I just wanna dance.
Patience, Linda, it'll just happen. Like the way I met your father.
Oh, that was so stupid. He fell out of a tree in front of your house.
It was meant to be when life rolls by so beautifully with perfect friends and family. When love falls on you from a tree, well, that's meant to be. No, it's meant to be.
Oh, the vocals, by the way.
Another thing that I really love about the production and the music is that the ensemble is so strong.
Really.
Especially when you were watching it live. The New York ensemble was actually like one of the best live ensembles I've heard.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Like,
Grandpa found your father.
They were all
lying
so
in the
like
street,
clear,
brought him into the
so
house.
like they sounded
Heart just
exactly
went out to
like
him.
a recording.
So
You
we
Yes.
couldn't even believe it was
Very,
live.
very
Our
good.
first date.
You're gonna see not in this song very much, but there's some other songs that has this vocal ensemble that's very good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's back to hello, anybody home? And I love the overlaps and how the music goes into phases and come back, right?
That's a very musical thing.
And the synth, the brass kind of synth.
It's just the same as it's always been. No go, hello, too slow, hello, hello.
Don't need the complications. Pressure situations.
Hello, is anybody home? Hello, 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 hello.
Whoa, that was
Crazy
incredible.
ending.
So that was like, hello, is anybody home? So it's right here.
Anybody
out.
home?
So if you want to check it out, this is actually the how the album looks like. So if you want to listen to the album afterwards and kind of listen to all the songs, we're not going to play all the songs. We had to select a few because otherwise we're going to be here all night. But I want to like just jump in straight up into another song, which is this guy, Roger Bart, is a guy who does Doc Brown.
Yes.
And he
Amazing
he's-
actor.
Yeah.
He literally ate. Same with
Yeah.
the actor that did George McFly. Like, they were both one of the most, like, they really got into their characters.
Yes.
They really, like, understood what it's like to be each character.
Which
And I
is
think
hard because, you know,
it's really hard.
the movie is so iconic, right? You have those, you have the actors on the movie being so iconic on those roles, Doc Brown, Marty McFly, and then you kind of like trying to step into those like very classic roles. That's hard, that's really hard.
Especially when it's something so, like, in high regards as, like, Back to the Future.
Everybody has, especially
Everyone loves Back to the Future.
everybody has a emotional memory of like the movie. People have watched this movie. I watched as a kid. I watched it with you guys again. We watched back when we came back. We watched the movie, all the 3 movies
Yeah.
again. So it has kind of like such an iconic kind of memory of what the movie is. So, but those guys aced, and this guy, Roger Bart, who does Doc Brown, he is absolutely amazing. So let's go one song with him. It's called "It Works,"
It works.
It's a time machine? Wait a minute.
and it's a little.
Are you trying to tell me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Well, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
I'm the architect of Tic-Tac Tech, a frequent flyer on a cosmic trek.
And this little beat, the little percussion is a little sassy, right? It has
Yeah.
this kind of sassy vibe.
Relay works. It's a time machine.
It's kind of like a metronome.
Yeah.
Like, you can hear the little.
Yeah.
Yesterdays. It's a car for the stars, like Captain Kirk's. And for once a new
So this is It Works, guys.
It works. It works. It works. It works. In terms of the vernacular, it's spectacular because it works.
Another
It
thing
works, it works.
about this musical that I really liked was the choreography.
Oh yeah.
Like, I have to say, like, compared to Beetlejuice, what I've seen recently, like, the choreography was so much more like, you can notice things in the background,
Yeah.
and it's not like, it's things that are subtle, because the thing in Beetlejuice, like, everything has to be in your face, and I
Yeah.
love Beetlejuice a lot. Like, Beetlejuice is one of my favorite musicals. But it's like, I love how they actually was subtle with the choreography.
Yeah.
And at some points, like, all the, like, dancers had, like, really creative dances, really iconic sort of parts of the song where they would dance to it.
And we're gonna play this other song, 21st Century.
We
later
keep
on.
talking about 21st Century.
No, it's such a great
love-
song, but we need to
I
get
love
there.
21st
I don't want to
Century.
like rush things, but the choreography of this song in particular is amazing. It works.
It works.
Pun intended.
The secret was confined.
Oh, look at this. Hear this.
And it's like I was blind, man.
Oh, he's doing all sorts of dance
solution
on the
was
car
sublime.
when this happens.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
All the time.
The car starts spinning and he's just
Yeah,
like,
he's just like dancing. It's so fun.
Do it. It works. It works. It works.
the synth is so 80s.
Right? Boom, it's like a soul, synth bass type of thing. So I love
The
that.
world will write my story in this stainless steel DeLorean. The
DeLorean.
time
You
continuum
do it in style and a
shall
DeLorean.
be traversed because Marty. It
works.
works. It works. It works. It works. It works. It works.
Look at this ending.
Works.
Woo!
Whoa! So that was Roger Bart with "It Works." So you get the vibe, right? So you get those two songs, and they're very in the 80s. So right after this, of course, spoilers but not spoilers, Marty goes to 1955, and this is actually 21st Century is my favorite song overall. This next one called "Cake" has my favorite lyrics, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
You know, if you think of it's like there's a lot of things that came up into the 80s. You're gonna see. Go ahead.
Fun fact, really fun fact, is because I saw it on your monitor.
Okay, go for it.
Roger Bart is Hercules from the Disney movie.
What are you talking about? Really?
Yes, it says it right there on the album.
Okay.
He
I didn't know that.
did the voice for Hercules in the movie, and when I was searching it up, like I remember in the hotel, I was like, Roger Bart. Oh, Hercules.
I didn't know that.
Honey, you mean Hercules? I love Hercules. That's one of my favorite movies.
All right, so this song "Cake." So 1950s, you know, America was booming on the post-war, but you know, there's several things that are considered innovation at the time that are like later on was just like discovered to be highly toxic.
Oh,
So
now I
they
understand.
mentioned like things like I'll let you listen and I'll comment over the song, but that's why I love the lyrics for this song, because it's very silly. And then another thing you're gonna see is like it went back in time. So this is like a very 1955 vibe, as opposed to the 80s kind of vibes that we just listened to. So you're gonna get a completely different thing.
The Chamber of Commerce welcomes you to Hill Valley. It's
The
a nice
choreography
place to
for this
live,
song
and
is
here's
probably
why.
one of my favorite.
You know
Yeah.
the future, and
Aside
it's
from
here.
20%.
Just look
Yes.
around, you'll see it
We will
crystal
have to
clear.
yeah.
Business is booming, flowers are blooming, and 1955 has been a banner year.
So listen to that. So super leaded gasoline is gasoline with lead, and lead is highly toxical. The only reason it was used at that time is because it has a high octane boost. Today we buy in America and everywhere else unleaded gasoline because they later discovered this was toxic.
Now they're talking about cigarettes and saying how it's so healthy, and doctors
The
use
doctor
it.
says cigarettes are good for you.
And pick you up when you feel
Or at some point they say asbestos
Yes.
for insulation, which is another thing later discovered is toxic. So
For home insulation, asbestos is
Asbestos.
best. It keeps you cozy and warm.
Cozy and warm.
We spray DDT on those worrisome pests, and we've re-engineered the food from the farm.
What did I tell you? It's like utopia.
Utopia.
Re-elect me, Mayor Red Thomas. My new progress platform means more jobs, lower taxes, and bigger civic improvement.
Oh yeah, everybody promises that.
Dreamland USA. The perfect
That's an example of the
combination work and
orchestra,
play.
not the orchestra, the
The
ensemble.
vocals, yeah.
Our patriarchy. We'll show the whole wide world the way to live this way.
So this is a lot of like, you know, people are super proud of America of that time, right? It's like everything's booming, you know, even we have a term here, baby boomers, which is exactly the post-war kind of era. So they make a whole joke with this. All this white. So, they start voicing over now, I think. Is that?
Slay.
So you see, that was like a very different vibe, much more on the 50s. And then they proceed with that, and then another song that's favorite. Actually, this guy So it's a different guy who's you're gonna hear on the recording, and the guy who sang on the theater. But it's the character of like Gold Wilson. You guys remember
Yes.
the movie, and then he's like sweeping the floors, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna be mayor someday," and then he's like all happy about that. That's gonna be mayor someday.
I'm so sad that this is a different singer than the one
But
that
I
we
know
saw.
the guy
No.
on the stage there. He
What
was
is
so
his
good.
name? What
Oh,
is his name?
let
Because we
me
have
put the
the
song and
playbill.
I'm gonna pull it up. Let me put the song and then
I'm
we're
gonna
pull
go
it
get
up.
the playbill.
Yeah, no.
Can I go get the playbill?
I have the information here. You can just pull it up from the site.
Yeah, but we can show off the playbill.
Okay, we can do that. Yippee! Go get the playbill.
Yay! Proof
All
that
right.
we actually went.
Gotta start somewhere. The recordings from Cedric Neo, but I'll get you the name of the actor that actually sung on the theater, and he's no short of awesome. Yes, that's the one that gets like a lot of applause on the. I don't know if you're referring to that, Nana. The Gotta Start Somewhere, but that one gets a lot. That is a really good song. So let's start, and I'll look it up the actor's name here.
Mayor Goldie Wilson. I like the sound of that. What are you waiting for? Pick yourself up off the floor. If you don't respect yourself, won't get it from no one else. No shame in working hard. Let them know that's who you are. Though I'm low man in the room, I'm still the best one with this broom. This ain't no step and fetch it. It's all part of the climb. Does the train
Oh,
gonna
Casey
catch
Likes
it?
is
It's a
amazing.
matter
I
of
love
time,
him.
but you gotta
He did a
start
great job
somewhere.
there.
You gotta start somewhere. You gotta get going, or you're never gonna get there.
Here's the
And once you
playbill.
get moving,
Proof that we actually
you'll find
went.
some way somehow.
And here's proof that I went to Beetlejuice because I accidentally grabbed it.
Come on, boy. You gotta start somewhere. Listen up. Sometimes you gotta
This guy
sweep
is
that
also really
negativity
good.
away. Some people's road to fame begins on streets that have no name. It doesn't have to hold you back once you're moving on that track. Don't be confined to it. If you put your mind to it, you can always get your way if you're willing just to sweat your way. Don't demean the menial. Do the best you can.
It's so, and then these are completely 60s vibe, right?
Yeah.
So you get that whole kind of almost a bluegrass type of thing, and you have all the horns and everything. It's such a nice.
So the guy that we heard, his name is Jaylani Remy,
Exactly. I
and
just have
he
here
was
right
in
here.
The Lion King, High School Musical, and what else do we know? Those are the only two that I know. So
Yeah, he did
was
a great
really
job
good.
there. The guy who does Goldie Wilson, yeah. Jelani Remy. So
But this guy also in the recording sounds really good.
oh, I agree. And that's why like I actually had to do some research to figure out that
They sound so similar.
the
like,
recording
from
and the people
recording.
who we saw were not the same people, but they both do a great job at it. It is very much. Look at
I
this
like
drum.
this part.
Whoa, here it is.
Keep moving and a grooving. It's all a state of mind as long as
It's
you're
so
improving.
funny how they do like a scene transition from the diner to like this crazy like
Oh yeah. So again, try not to spoil too much,
it's just so good.
but they have some things in the stage that move things around, and the transitions are so well done. I
Yeah.
mean, you gotta go
This
and
one
watch
has a
it. I
really
don't want to
nice
spoil the surprise, but I just have to tell you guys.
I
it's
just gotta
so
say
well
this
done.
one has a really nice one.
Yeah, there's a few ones that they do the transition in a really, really, really smooth way. This is one of them.
You'll be the man.
Whoa, that was like
Woo-hoo-hoo.
incredible. I love how this is like very much into like, you know, the kind of bluegrass, kind of like, you know, the bright, the horns, the bass, the entire piano lines, everything goes into that. So then you know, as the story progresses, you have like, you know, Marty goes, and again, no spoilers. You must have seen the movie. So it's the same thing. Marty goes and say, "Hey, Doc, I'm here trapped." And Doc doesn't believe him and stuff like that. So I love this song called "Future Boy," which kind of covers that kind of part of the dialogue. So let's go into "Future Boy" as well. Oh, they're asking to see.
The playbill again.
The playbill, yeah. Go show that.
Playbill. Here's the playbill. Very nice. Try not to get a glare.
Yeah.
Slay.
This is a great show, guys. I recommend, highly recommend. If you have a chance to go and watch it in New York, so now they're talking about this. 1.21 gigawatts. How am I gonna do this?
1.21.
Stuck here. I got a life in 1985. I got a family. I got a girl.
Is she pretty?
And
Doc, she's everything to me.
the nice thing about this is because Alan Silvestri has been involved, they actually get some of the little sound effects and some of the lines from the movie, so it helps you, the little chimes and little things that happen when they're having those conversations.
I feel like that's so important when it comes to making
it is.
a remake.
Yeah.
I'm no future boy.
And this one's like a
'Cause I
ballad,
think I'm
right? It's
here
like
to stay. What's the future for?
and it's almost the tone is very sad because it's like I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how to go. I'm gonna go back
I'm no
home.
future
Right?
boy.
He starts to disappear from the
I'll
like
never
the
find
brother,
what
the
behind.
siblings start to
There's
disappear from the
nothing for
picture
me
and stuff.
here.
So
There's only
you get that
one
really
Scott!
sad, really
my
sad tone.
future disappeared. Now everything's uncertain. Can't see behind the curtain. I can't go, and I don't know.
And this one
where
is
this
not
all will
completely on the
lead.
50s. It has elements of both.
There is one energy
Yeah.
source
And the
capable of
chimes, I love the
generating
little chimes
1.21
in
gigawatts of
between.
electricity. It's a bolt of lightning.
What did you say?
The bolt of lightning. Unfortunately, you never know when or where it's ever gonna strike.
Well,
We do now.
This
we
is
do
it.
now.
It says here that a bolt of lightning is going to strike the clock tower at exactly 10:04 p.m. next Saturday night. The physics of this problem are perplexing. The muscles
love the
in my
little-
brain are busy flexing
Right?
as a geometric form of a pending thunderstorm is hard to calculate. But now we have a date, and all my computations must conform. If we could somehow harness this lightning and
I love
channel
the
it into
little
flux
chimes and little
capacitor, the way to get you back takes an
behind the sound.
equation and a meteorological occasion. And then a lightning crack becomes a power pack. That's what it's gonna take. No room for a mistake. It's the only way to ever get you back.
The ensemble. Look at that.
To the future, boy.
And it goes back very
We are the
50s,
future, boy.
right?
And we
Reminding of
will
Cake, the one that we listened
Yeah.
before.
the way. The future boy. And it's gonna be okay.
So that's Future Boy, guys.
I'm the future boy.
Crazy ending.
So,
Crazy.
to
to
Gabi,
answer the question in chat, yeah.
you have a question, and I think you want to answer that question. Whip! What's going on here?
Excuse me, is this the year 1985?
No.
No, not really, man. This is 2023.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Bye.
Man, we just got a visit from
We just got a
this
visit.
strange guy using like,
Mr.
a
Marty.
lifesaver. What was that? A lifesaver or something like that? Oh my god.
What kind of jacket?
All right, so Gabi, you want to answer the question that's was here because I think you would like to answer that one.
Yes.
Did anyone recommend this musical or was by chance?
Funny story. I found it on Instagram. I was scrolling through Instagram and I was like, what are some fun things we can do in New York? And I guess my phone heard me and then suggested Back to the Future.
Your phone heard you?
No way!
Oh my god.
Oh my god! I never would have guessed. But so I saw it on Instagram and I was like, oh, Back to the Future. And it's a musical. My parents like Back to the Future and I like musicals. So therefore, we should go to a musical.
And we're going to New York, which
and
is
we're
like
going to New York.
perfect thing. And then she looks up, she goes and comes to me, oh my god, this thing, Back to the Future, is gonna be there. There's a show 8 p.m. the day we're gonna be there. Please go. And I swear to God, for the next like month or so, she was like, did you buy the tickets? Did you buy the tickets?
I was insisting.
Did you already buy the tickets? Get the tickets. Papa, did you get the tickets? It's like calm down. We're gonna get the tickets. And then when I finally said like, we got the tickets. Oh my God. It's like,
finally.
But I must say, it was absolutely worth it.
My pestering was worth it.
It's so good. You leave the theater in awe.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing.
And a funny story about this too is like, I think a month after, like I started asking we should get the tickets, a friend from school who is part of like the theater group, because I do something for theater at school, she was like, oh, I went to New York over the summer and I went to go see Back to the Future, and she was posting about it on Instagram, and I was like, oh, I'm going to New York, I'm gonna go see Back to the Future, should I go see it? And she's like, yes, you have to go see it, it's so good. And then we went to go see it.
And it was, you leave the theater like mind blown. And speak of mind blown, we've been like building so much expectation around this song, and you're gonna listen to the song, and the song itself is amazing, but this is one that you go to the theater.
You have to go to the theater to see it.
And this is the best of the best. The choreography is amazing.
It's right after intermission too.
Exactly, yeah.
Like you just get hit with.
It's so good, and they make really good use of the entire setup of the theater, because they have lights and they have a bunch of different things. Mm-hmm. And I would say this song in particular basically fulfills, like, they basically use their entire setup. Everything that they have, they throw at this one, with the choreography, with the light effects, with everything that's going on there. So it's just amazing. Mm-hmm. And this is, like, in case you're curious, this is about a dream.
The soundtrack doesn't do it justice, like, because it's such a good song, but it makes it like 10 times better once you actually see it. When you're watching.
So before we go in there, and I promise the last thing, while the other one, the cake one that we listen makes fun about the super leaded gasoline and asbestos and all that stuff, this one is him dreaming about the future. So pay attention to the lyrics, and then they make yet another interesting play with the lyrics and all that. So let's just listen to this song, 21st Century. Oh, it starts like with a lot of effects and stuff, so...
I love, like, all the sound effects.
This is amazing. It's all synth and kind of like crazy. No more hunger.
Things of the past.
In this synth in the background.
With no more work or money, we'll be happy at last. The sun will follow everywhere we go.
There's no more time in the future, just summertime in the future. We're out of time, just the future now.
The ensemble, right?
I got myself a time machine.
Oh, Gabby's doing special vocals here.
We'll see.
Love it.
In the 21st century.
Oh yeah.
Cars and strange machines.
Flying cars and strange machines.
Trips to Mars will happen every
Trip to
day.
Mars will happen every day.
Oh yeah. Elon Musk is trying.
Exercising while
He's
you're
trying.
sleeping, give it a try. Watch TV while inches fall away.
You know, while they are singing this, the choreography that they're doing while singing this is so incredible.
It's so amazing.
You gotta go and watch it if you have a chance.
No, and there's an intermission in the song. You're gonna hear it in a little bit.
Yeah.
But like the choreography for that, it had me going like,
It is, yeah. We just dropped.
I get to prove them everywhere.
And the ensemble, right? The vocal ensemble
In
is
the
incredible.
21st century,
I think it's out.
the new world
No, it's
will be
after his
shining
little-
bright.
Oh, yeah.
It will
His little
be
bridge.
a delight.
Yeah.
Everything bake a light. And since we've given up cash, no more markets will crash.
No
And
more
we'll
markets will
vaporize
crash.
trash. Just imagine paying all day and for double the pay. Wouldn't
The
that
back
be
vocal.
okay? It's like the new kingdom come, and it's
so
nothing but
amazing.
fun, the new millennium.
I have to isolate the voice.
Got myself a time machine.
So the voice, just the voice. Here it is.
Imagine what we'll see in the 21st century. Just think of what we're gonna find.
Right? Just the vocals alone are just incredible.
Imagine what we'll be.
going from this choir to what comes next is crazy.
It is, yeah. Oh, now it's amazing. The choreography of this part is just wow.
It sounds so weird by itself, but guys, I swear to God, it's fire. Like,
Yeah.
it's actually fire.
It is, yeah. And here on the phone is just things they're like sweeping around.
This reminds me, I know it has nothing to do with the actual thing and the time period it's in, but it reminds me of early 2000s house techno music.
Oh yeah, it does, yeah. Which is kind of like the perspective. I think the play works because it's the perspective of people in 1985, how the 2000s would be, which not necessarily became
Yeah.
true, but they play around with that.
I
which
love
is
this
great.
part.
Yeah. The synth.
I got myself a time machine. I need to
This is so good. And watching it is 10 times better.
It's so much better
Yeah.
watching.
in the 21st century.
Guys,
Really dig this
go,
thing with steel.
like, literally go for this. Like,
Yeah, if you have a chance, please go watch this
Please.
show. It's so good.
In the 21st century.
So that's our absolute favorite. I think unanimous. We love this one. It's like so good.
In the 21st century.
Whoa. This is so good. And the choreography, I can't emphasize
It
this
is
enough.
so
It is
good.
mind
The costumes, the lighting, the
Everything.
setting,
Everything.
the like
It's
everything
really,
of
really
this
good.
song is just
Yeah.
so like it's so perfect. It's like
All right, so where are we going now?
this is
I have a few
For
picks, but
the
I want you to pick
Dreamer.
one now.
For the Dreamers is really sad.
Yes.
Going from 21st century to For the Dreamers is
Y-
gonna be
yeah.
crazy.
I like this one though.
Put your mind to it. That's yeah.
That's when they are,
Mm-hmm.
Marty and the dad, and they're kind of trying to elaborate on a plan.
Yeah.
And things.
That one's funny.
Yeah, that one's, and that one is one that they do a really good job with the transitions on the
When
stage.
you walk.
Yeah, yeah. It's oh yeah. This guy, Hugh Coles, who does George McFly.
Mm-hmm.
His mannerisms and the way that he walks the stage, especially on this song, are so incredible. You know how you remember George McFly from the movie, like with the hair
silly
and the
little
kind of
voice.
walking all silly. He does it so well.
He's like he took the character to heart. I
Yeah,
can't
no.
see him any other way.
Everyone who is on this show is like, again, I'm gonna repeat, right? You have like iconic characters that come from the movie that people grew up watching or watched, like this movie. I watched this movie like 1,000 times probably.
And you just noticed something about it.
I just
recently.
noticed, which I'm not gonna review right now, but it's amazing. I watched this movie 1,000 times, and you know, this was so good that it was like, you know, this works. You know, the characters work, the actors work, everything kind of works. I was afraid that would be like ruining my emotional memory of the movie, but that's not the case at all. They do it so good. They get into the character. So Hugh Coase, who does George McFly, does an excellent job with the body movements and the mannerisms that George McFly has. So, and in this song in particular, it comes like really, really evident. So let's go with this one. This is Put Your Mind to It.
You make it sound so easy.
You make it
I
sound
just wish
so
I wasn't
easy.
The accent and everything is so
George,
good.
buddy, there's nothing to be scared about. Just remember, when you walk, take it slow. Like you're going someplace only you can go. And when you talk, don't be loud. Friends are fine.
So I would say, Carlos, the show is about 2 hours, give
2
it or
hours.
take. There's an intermission.
Let me see.
Yeah. And there's seats, I think, starting as...
We got a really good seat, and it was like
Yeah.
pretty. The balcony is obviously more money. If you're gonna
Yeah,
sit
you know,
at the
better
balcony.
seats can cost a couple $100s,
But
but
the
there's...
thing is, we sat in the main lot, and it
Was
was
not-
like a great viewing
Yeah, it
experience.
was not that expensive.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, you know...
Everyone says go for the balcony; it's the best view. But I personally prefer the bottom seats.
No, we actually did... Our seats were pretty good.
Because I went to Beetlejuice on the balcony, and like I kept on squinting and I couldn't see anyone's faces. It was still a great experience,
Yeah.
and you can see everything on the stage clearly. But sitting on the bottom seats isn't too bad, and you can actually see like facial expressions.
Yeah. So, answering about the price, it was something, I would say, close to $100. You get, like, you know, not so good seats, but then between 100 and 200, you can actually get really good seats on that price range. And of course, there are seats that go, if I recall correctly, all the way to like 300, 400. But you know, that's kind of what I recall. I bought the tickets some time ago, but you know, between that 100 and 200 price range, you can get really good seats.
It's a point of view. If you want
It's about 13 songs. I meant to say this. It's about 13 songs for both acts, Act 1 and Act 2.
Yeah, that's true. So this one is interesting because it gets a rock and roll, even so it's on the 50s, it gets a little bit more of the 80s rock and roll vibe. And they're doing some of the choreography, some of the things they're doing, they're like balancing and stuff.
Yeah.
It's so fun to watch too.
My mind.
This is awesome. So, you know, and you get the entire kind of show, and then, you know, this progresses on them going into them going into kind of the ballroom and stuff like that. So there's a few songs on that ballroom, and one of them is my favorite from the movie. So this one is one that I'm gonna play. Let's talk about not doing spoilers. So Johnny Be Good, but here's the thing that Gabby was making reference earlier. You have to go back to watch the movie now and see if you never caught that, because I watched Back to the Future 1,000 times and I never caught this particular thing, which is like the moment that the guy picks up the phone and says, "Oh, this is a new song, listen to it," or something. What I never caught is like, you know, this song is originally from Chuck Berry. And then the guy on the phone, he says, "Hey, Chuck, is your cousin Marvin Berry. This is the song that you kind of like, you know, this is the new vibe that you're looking for or something like that." And I never made the connection that it was like, you know, Marvin, the cousin, was talking to Chuck, who is actually the guy who ended up like, you know, in real life releasing this song. So this is the classic. You cannot not play this one. Johnny Be Good.
Johnny Be Good.
Let's go for it.
Okay, so this one's an oldie. Well, it's an oldie.
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 It's an
So
oldie.
this is supposed to be
Okay.
B flat. Watch me for the changes and
Watch me for
yeah.
the changes.
Try to keep up, okay?
Try to keep up. And this is a classic rock and roll, right? Guitars and the blues riff and all this stuff.
Way down in Louisiana,
Classic.
close to New
The
Orleans,
best of American
where
rock and
acapella
roll.
with Tamani evergreens. They stood a log cabin made of earth and wood. Where lived a country boy named Johnny Be Good, who never ever learned to read or write so well, but he could play guitar like he's ringing a bell. Go, 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 Johnny, go, go.
It's a classic.
Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Johnny Be Good. His mother told him someday
The choreography is also really amazing
Oh,
in
yeah.
this one.
They're all
They totally
dancing.
capture like the movie and how they're dancing in the movie and
Yeah.
totally put that on screen, and it's great.
And one thing that's interesting about this is on the theater, when he goes crazy on the guitar, it's easy for you to see the transition of people, like from the time that they are dancing to the time that they're stopping, because in the movie it's 2 camera takes. So
Yeah.
he's playing and then he looks back and everybody's stopped. So, but when you see in the theater, you can actually see people, they start dancing, they start to kind of slow down, they start like, and all of a sudden they're all like, you know, crossed arms looking to him.
What
So-
the heck is this guy doing?
What exactly? What is this crazy stuff? Look at that. Now, people start to like, and you can see the transition, right? Like people just start to kind of cross their arms and they stop, and it's like, oh my God,
He's back.
he's back.
Yeah, I
Guess you
forgot
guys
to
aren't ready
say
for that
that. I noticed that
kids are gonna
you're
love it.
listening to my music.
Oh
Your
yeah,
music?
Who are you, guy?
I'm Marty McFly.
It's Marty McFly in the house.
What are you doing here, Marty?
Well, me and Doc decided to just take a slight vacation
Oh yeah.
in
To
2020.
2020.
But are you not afraid of messing up with the space-time continuum?
We are aware.
You gotta be really careful, Marty. But it's nice to meet you. You're like shorter than I thought. So you got the time machine?
Yeah, I have the DeLorean, but it's
Oh, yeah?
best not to.
Is it
show
flying already or just driving?
It's just driving so that it can blend in.
Oh, that's a good idea. You don't want, like, you know, again, disrupt the time-space continuum, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Marty.
God
And
damn it, Marty.
You like skateboards?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. This was one that I got like somewhere in the future.
Oh, yeah? But it's not a hoverboard? What's going on? This future is kind of a little messed up, man.
Well, we found out that the future's not what it seems.
Oh, okay. I think we all figured that out. But, you know, let me tell you something, and this is going to be the best advice I can give you. Whatever you do, don't go to 2020.
Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah,
Actually-
you're kind of too late for that. We went to 2020, and surprisingly, there actually was no traffic,
No,
No
traffic?
traffic?
no disease.
Really? Good. All right, Marty.
That's a joke from the musical.
Oh, yeah, this is very good.
Anyway, guys. I better be going now.
All right, say hi to Doc for me, okay?
Okay.
Tell him to stay sharp.
Scott!
Yeah, Great Scott. Tell him, Great Scott.
We need to get in the DeLorean.
Bye. Man, it's so good that Marty McFly gets to come here and talk about the musical with us and even make jokes. What
And even
is the
make
guy
jokes.
doing?
No
Lovely.
disease.
All right, guys. So we're getting to the end of and then Marty kind of returns, and there is the classic Power of Love, which I'm gonna save
For the ending.
for the end. But when everything he returns, everything happens, and then you have that little scene, that great scene where the dog comes with the car, and they have kind of the final, and then they have kind of one last song, which Back in Time, which is great. But you're gonna see Back in Time goes a little bit back to kind of the 80s
Yes.
vibe and things like that. So let's go with Back in Time, and then we'll see what you guys think of that. So this is kind of like a little. What does it remind me of?
You know what it reminds me of?
Girls Just
The
Want to Have
end
Fun.
of Robots.
No, and Girls Just Want to Have Fun has this little.
A little bit, yeah.
Right?
1999.
It reminds me of the end of Robots.
All I wanted to
Get
do
up
It does.
off of that thing.
It
was
does.
play my
actually.
guitar and sing. So take me away. I don't mind, but you better promise me you'll be back in time.
And this is kind of the story already ended. They're just kind of vibing.
It's
and
classic
stuff.
musical thing that end on a crazy musical
Yeah.
number.
Roll of the dice.
So guys,
Lightning never strikes twice.
Go see it.
Back to the Future. Go see it. Really
Please.
good.
Please don't drive 88.
Please don't drive 88.
Please.
Don't wanna be late again. So take me away. I don't mind, but you better promise
The ensemble.
me you'll be back in time.
The guitar line.
Get back in time. You gotta get back in time. All I wanted to do.
Look at that. Did you hear that?
So take me away.
Goldie Wilson.
Yeah. Goldie Wilson.
My favorite character. Along with the Clock Tower Girl. Ooh.
Right?
Ensemble.
Yeah.
Woo!
So guys, again, this is so incredible. Back to the Future. We loved it so much. It was really, thank you, Gabi, again for suggesting. I mean, thank you, phones that are listening, that suggested on the feed, and thank you.
Suggest
For-
more musicals. Suggest more musicals.
Just more musicals. Are you listening? So it was really, really incredible. Great experience. I mean, it was really, we had really packed agenda in New York. We went just
It
for
was
the
nice
weekend.
to end it off with.
But it's just
Back to the
very,
Future.
very nice ending to the day. Was going to see this musical, which I highly, highly
we need to
recommend.
talk about the cars.
Which cars?
The cars that appeared.
Oh yeah. Go. Say that. Go.
So basically, we just ended from Back to the Future, and we were walking out with the exit
the hotel,
mucus,
right.
and we were like, "Oh my God, this is so cool!" And our hotel is really close to the
To where
theater.
the theater was, yeah.
And so while we were walking back to the hotel, these rainbow neon
Cars,
lit up
futuristic,
cars,
three-wheelers.
three-wheeler cars that were lighting up on the bottom, and they were race
Playing
cars,
music and
playing
stuff.
music.
Yeah.
There was actually 10 of them on the road, and they were stopped at a stoplight, and we were
And they
just
were,
moving there with these futuristic looking weird cars. Like it was actually like
It was so crazy because I don't know if they do that stuff on purpose or not. It was just like
I don't
crazy
think it was on
coincidence.
purpose. I
But
think
it
it was a
worked
funny
so well.
coincidence.
Like after it was like we're just coming out of Back to the Future and you have those crazy parade of like neon colored cars
they
playing
were like
music.
changing colors. And
Yeah,
they
it
were
was
like
so
rainbow.
it was so amazing. But guys, I think this is the end of our episode today. We're gonna be here every Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as we enjoy doing this. We're gonna be here every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific. The next episode
Next
is about.
episode is another thing that I begged my dad to go to.
She doesn't need to beg that much, but yeah.
He's back.
I
Marty,
forgot one thing.
go Marty, tell me.
So 2 pieces of advice.
Okay.
Number 1, you can accomplish anything by putting your mind to it. And
Yeah.
the second one advice,
Ye-
don't drive 88 at all costs.
Yes. Good advice. Thank you,
89
Marty.
fine, but
89 is
88
fine. Don't drive 88.
Yeah, don't drive 88.
Bye, Marty.
Bye, Marty.
So, guys, if you like this episode, if you like what you saw, please make sure you follow us and social media. So
Don't
this
miss
is
next episode.
this is my handle here. Note for Note. We have an Instagram just for Note for Note, and then Gabby Music, and then right here is the QR code for the channel.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to like this video.
And don't forget to come back to the next one because
Exactly.
if you love rock, you're gonna love this.
This
one.
is an early 2000s band that Gabby.
Early 2000s rock band that popped off with one of their albums in 2006.
And we're going to their concert when? October 3rd?
October 3rd, so that's why we're doing
The
it
following
next week.
Tuesday. And then we're going to do 3 Days Grace and talk about 3 Days Grace
And
just
it's
to get pumped
basically
up.
gonna be me introducing you to it.
Oh yeah, because I have, and I intentionally not gonna listen to anything from them. I want you to kind of fully introduce me to
it's
3
very
Days Grace.
edgy.
So we're gonna get pumped up for the concert that we're going on October 3rd, and then in the next episode we may talk a little bit about the concert as well. So next Friday, 3 Days Grace. Guys, please, I mean, we do this from the heart. I hope you enjoyed again as much as we enjoyed doing this. It's like
this was really fun.
comes from me and Gabby just doing this like natural conversations about this. So again, I hope you guys enjoy this as much as we do enjoy doing this for you guys and just sharing music, spectacles, and anything related to that comes up in our conversation. So thank you for listening. And of course, we're gonna end this show with the classic, which is something that I love and say all the time. There's nothing like love, and there's nothing like the power of love. So guys, thank you for being with us tonight, and we see you guys next Friday.
Of love.
Bye.
My success is the result of some very simple advice a young man gave to me 30 years ago. You can accomplish anything if you put your mind to it. And here's the proof. May I introduce our son, Marty McFly, and his band, the Pinheads.
The power of love is a curious thing. Make a one man weep, make another man sing. Change your hawk to a little white dove. More than a feeling, that's the power of love. Tougher than diamonds, rich like cream. Stronger and harder than a bad girl's dream. Make a bad one good, make a wrong one right. Power of love will keep you home at night. You don't need money, don't take fame, don't need no credit card to ride this train. It's strong and it's sudden and it's cruel sometimes, but it might just save your life. That's the power of love. You feel the power of love. You feel the power of love. You feel the power